This is new at 10. The Nampa Police Department is now maintaining over 90 traffic cameras and recording the footage 24 hours a day. Nampa is the first police department in the state of Idaho to take on an initiative like this, but Nampa PD says others are interested in following it. Here's Abby Wilt with more on that.
Carolyn, the $6.1 million project has been years in the making. Nampa Police Department started brainstorming the traffic cameras in 2018, and now the recordings are underway. The big question on people's minds here is, are these cameras helping investigations, or are they violating Idahoans' privacy?
It's just a smarter, better way to police.
A new way of policing in Nampa.
This is basically just having, 20 or 30 extra police officers on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Recorded traffic cameras.
They're really good at doing all the deep dives and figuring out as much about people as possible.
The Nampa Police Department is now watching and recording at over 30 intersections across town through traffic cameras and license plate readers.
A crash like this, if we see something like this happening, we can let dispatch know, hey, you need to send fire. This looks like a really bad crash.
The system will alert deputies if they see a bad crash, wreck, or suspicious activity. Then deputies on call will watch the footage and determine the severity.
Whenever we receive an alert through our system, we still have to verify that information to make sure it's still legitimate.
Depending on what they find, they can send deputies to the scene instantly.
It gives us clues, and then we key up on it and verify it.
Or they can use the recorded footage to help them solve cases later on, like who was wrong in a crash, if someone committed a crime, or even to find missing people.
Put some great cases together. Some cases we've solved that there's no way we would have solved them if we didn't have this technology.
They can even control traffic lights by watching traffic patterns in real time.
Event getting let out at the Fort Idaho Center, They can make it so the lights stay green longer to let traffic flow through faster.
When the cameras were being discussed, Nampa Police Chief Joe Huff says the big question was, is this violating Idahoans' privacy?
But it isn't just Big Brother out here watching you. This actually not only will put the bad guys in jail, but it also, is an opportunity to exonerate people, to find missing people.
Huff says just like any other recorded surveillance footage, the police department has to have a clear reason to access it, following the Fourth Amendment.
We have to have a lawful reason to get into the system to see what's going on. We can't just arbitrarily get in there, to see, did my wife make it to work or not? I mean, that's actually a felony in the state of Idaho if we did that.
However, Rebecca De Leon, who works for the American Civil Liberties Union in Idaho, says these cameras feel like a privacy violation.
We should not have to be monitored by the government at every turn.
She says she worries 24/7 recorded cameras like this could lead to over-policing and discriminating against brown and black communities.
That everybody is being monitored always has historically and now always has had a negative effect that disproportionately affects people in marginalized communities, whether that be people who identify as transgender, people who dress a certain way.
Because she says the more people that are monitored, the more racial discrimination there could be.
I don't know that this technology would help or hinder that, but it certainly is something that I think people should be wary of.
And while the police department says if you aren't doing anything wrong, then you have nothing to worry about, De Leon says it goes back to the principle of simply being recorded while on the roads.
Idahoans should be able to walk the streets of Idaho doing nothing and not worry about who is monitoring them as they do that.
She says the community needs transparency with the cameras, not just when they do help policing, but also when the cameras may make mistakes.
We want to know how many times did it not go right? How many times have they tried to detain somebody who wasn't doing something right?
Which Huff says the Nampa Police Department has, and they're welcome to showing the community.
Be transparent with what we have. We want to make sure that we're using the tool correctly, and we are using it correctly. And we would like the opportunity to show those in the community, basically what we have down here, how we use it, and why we use it.
And recordings of the traffic cameras are kept for 14 days and the license plate readers are kept for 60 days. Now, Huff says if the public does want to see the cameras or the real-time crime center, they can simply reach out to the Nampa Police Department and schedule a tour.
Can they actually see the recordings as well?
They can see the recordings. They can show the recordings to the public, and they can also, if the public wants to see a recording of maybe them, if they think they ran a red light or something, they can request that through a public records request.
All right. Well, thank you for that information right there. Appreciate it very much.